Morning. James, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fine.
Ooh,
Can you hear me this time?
Yes, I can.
What in the world was going on last time?
I have no idea. I'm glad it's fixed.
And how are you this morning?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
How's Elise on this bright, beautiful day?
I'm good. I got my coffee. I already had some breakfast. Hang on just a second. I thought you were talking about a laptop, not an entire desktop. No, thank you so much. You're welcome. Hope it's the last one. Okay. Martin should be joining us momentarily.
So should everybody.
Yes. Set route. SRP. There we go.
Anything exciting this weekend?
No, not really.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. My level of excitement is pretty low. I'm one of those people that really can't stand all the traffic, so my celebration will be when they leave on Tuesday. Okay, go to the private groups, try links.
Is that when the big day is, Tuesday?
I think it's actually Sunday. Here we go. Martin has joined us.
Recording in progress.
Oh, recording in progress.
Yes. Good morning, Martin.
Good morning. How are you?
It's too soon to tell.
Let me share my screen. Okay, start broadcast. Okay. You guys see that screen?
Yes, sir.
What about this screen? Can you see the Google Chrome?
Yep.
All right. Oh, Lise, are you able to admit people?
Yeah.
Okay, then you watch that for me. Oh, that's not where I want to go. Command. All right, how's everybody doing this morning?
I'm great. How's your morning?
It's good. It's good. Just getting signed in. Getting ready to rock and roll. Talk a little technology.
Hey.
All right. Now the only weird thing is I can't see any of y'all while I'm sharing my screen. So if it stops sharing or something, you guys let me know, okay? Okay. Also remember, I won't be able to see thumbs up or nods, so I'm going to need some vocal participation here today, or I don't know that I can do an hour talking just by myself. So someone say something.
I bet you could.
Yeah. Okay. Whoever that was, kick them off the Zoom. All right. So good morning, everybody. I'm excited. I haven't gotten to take command of your business in a while. And, I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about today. And one of the things that I run into a lot, and one of the things I'm always encouraging Elise and the staff, is to think about when you're doing a training or you're talking to agents, think about the questions you get asked the most and try to approach it from that angle. So what I wanted to do this morning when we're talking about the Keller technology is I wanted to move a little bit off of command and just talk about all the Keller technology, right? Because command's not the only technology we have. Command is a tool in our tool bag for doing our business, but we also have access to our MyKW portal, and that's where so many of the resources for training and help and things to grow your business are located. So the first thing I want to do is I want to ask, is everybody pretty familiar with their MyKW? Have you spent time surfing it? So it looks like this.
I'm going to guess the answer is no.
You're going to guess the answer is no. Okay, great. Well, then we have a really effective topic this morning. And since everybody's staring at their camera like a tree full of young owls, and Elise is willing to speak up, then it sounds like we have hit a topic. That's good. So MyKW is what you might think of as an employee portal, right? We're not all employees. We're all independent contractors. But if we worked for a big corporation like IBM, this would be our employee portal, right? Where we went to manage our HR and our different things. And so often what I found as a coach is that with newer agents or even agents that maybe have been an agent, but they join us, there's a hesitation. I hate to call it a fear, but there's a hesitation to just click on things. A lot of times they wait and say, oh, is it okay to click on this? Or is it okay to go to that? And I say, well, we wouldn't have given it to you if it's not okay, right? Your computer's not going to explode. Keller Williams isn't going to evaporate. You can't break anything. This is your toy, go play with it. And if you come to MyKW, you can see along the top, there's so many tabs for resources. What I wanted to do is take you through this page a little bit and then dive into some of those resources. So as you go through here, obviously we know we can get to command through our MyKW, and I'm sure some of you guys have gotten that far. I see some people go and log in this way. You can also access reports. Now, when you go to access reports, mine's going to look a little different because I'm a team leader. So I have a lot of market center reports attached to my MyKW. The reality is, you guys will have associates, you'll have a lot of these, but you won't have like the market center reports because that's not, part of your login package. So when you're looking at your associate, you can look for associate production. You can look at a closed transaction list, income summary. You can look at your multi-year trends and see how your business is doing. There's so much technology in our system already that tracks you and you can use to help. Like your multi-year trends would tell you, of course, if I clicked on mine, they'll say zeros for the last couple of years because I have not been a working agent as a TL. But when you go to your multi-year trends to show you the market centers, you guys see these sometimes. These are the ones I use, but it's the same for agents. It's just broke down by your business instead of the whole company's business. So when we pull up the report, give it a minute to load here. And numbers are the language of business, guys. The reason this is so important is as you grow your business, you're going to want to be able to look at what your results were and track your activities to them, if that makes sense. So when you look at your reports, at your trends, and you say, oh, well, I took 4 listings this month and 5 the next month and 6 the next month, and then I dropped off to 2. Well, you can go back and look about 90 days ahead of that month and say, well, what changed? Did I not lead generate? Did I start getting too busy? And you can track your activities. Numbers are the language of business, and your activities tell you how you got to your numbers. So bear with us. We're having technology, internet problems in Branson because there's a storm. Let me see here. All right. Let's see if I can get this report to populate. Everybody stand by. Am I still on the Zoom at least?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Well, we're struggling here to get the reports loaded. Okay. We'll try that one more time here. So we go down to Market Center, go down to Trends. And remember, you'll be looking for your associate trends, but they're going to show the same numbers for your business as they do for the entire Market Center. All right, here we go. Documents being processed. Now we're cooking. There we go. Okay. So when you're looking at your associate trends, obviously you're not going to have agent count and recruiting appointments because that's something we worry about there. What you will have though is here. So closed units, right? You'll have closed units, closed sales volume. It'll tell you how many listings you took. So you can look back and we can see, if I go to the listings taken here, from a business perspective, if I'm looking at the Market Center, I can look back and see, okay, we were trending pretty good. Then we kind of had a dip. I wonder what happened. Maybe there was a global pandemic. Oh yeah. Then we came out of the pandemic and we picked up steam and the market got hotter. And you can see the end of the year, your trends will show your numbers. So as an individual agent or someone running a team, your trend report is going to show that you took, 4 listings here and 6 here and 3 there, and then only 1 or 0 here. And you can say, well, what happened? Well, there's a pandemic. Okay, everything's shut down. So the trends are an important part of knowing your business, is looking back and seeing what your numbers were. And that's just one of the reports. And guys, I want to encourage you to spend some time after we get done today clicking on everything. You need to go into every piece of technology that Keller provides you and click on every button. There's so many things. I could spend an hour going through stuff and not even scratch the surface. Nothing you do is going to hurt anything. Nothing you do is going to cause any problems. As long as you don't list somebody's house accidentally or make an offer accidentally, then you'll be fine, which you really can't do that by pushing a button. So get in there and click around on your reports, okay? As we go down through, and if anybody has any questions that pop in the chat or anything, Elise, you gotta let me know because I can't see it. So you come down here. Also, if you're ever looking for an agent or a Market Center, I get a lot of calls and people say, hey, I need to know who the TL is in Las Vegas. I got a friend that wants to join Keller Williams. Well, you can go in here and search for regional offices, Market Centers. You can even search for associates, right? So if I go to associates and I search for Martin Richardson, which is me, and I hope I'm in there. I would assume I am. I'm going to search for it, and it's going to pop up and say, there you go. He's a realtor. He's a team leader. Here's his KWID. There's the old Market Center address. Probably need to get that updated. And you can find my cell phone number, right? You can figure out how to email me. So lots of options, lots and lots of options. There's my Mr. KW. So go in there if you're needing to find somebody and utilize the white pages. Other things you can find is the charities, KW Cares, KWKC, right? And there's a lot of other things that are available. This is just the first page. If we go over here to education, it's going to take us to KW Connect and Keller Williams University. So some of what I have will be training, but agent curriculum path, the shift, guides and checklists. Are you a checklist person? Do you love checklists? Guys, there is so much in here you just you can't imagine it, right? So you can get in here and find a ton of stuff. We can go to growth if you want to learn to grow your downline. All right. If you're looking for leadership opportunities or want to do expansion, you can go to communities. So if I get a lot of people that say, hey, how do I join Keller Williams Land? How do I join Keller Williams Luxury? They're all right here. So want to grow your business, want to get into KW Land, go right here, click on it. It tells you about membership information, all the resources you get from those programs. You can do your referrals. And of course, we have technology, which is very specific with today's class, right? Let me see if I can click on that. And let's go to Tech-Enabled Agent. What are you looking to do today? If you're trying to learn more about Command, KW Connect has 9 tons of stuff. Set up your app, find training, right? It has quick videos. All this stuff is right here on your own, and you can go nuts. So many opportunities here for training, for resources. And so often I hear people say, well, why didn't Keller offer this or that? And I say, man, we do. You just need to go to KW Connect and find it. It's all right there. So questions around any of this? Anyone got any ahas or things that they're seeing or have used?
Have you shown them, sorry, I just stepped away for a second. Have you shown them where the stuff from our sales meeting was? That packet, the listing one that we talked about?
Oh, no. All right, let's go there. How do I get to that?
I think resources. Please hold, I should open my mouth without having the. Please hold, let me look up the directions.
Stand by. Elise wants me to show you something.
I thought it was super useful.
It is. No, it absolutely is.
I have the slides open. Give me just a second to get to the right one.
All right. All right. Do we have people on? The only person I'm hearing talk is you. How does this normally work? Does everybody just kind of sit and watch and then swear nobody teaches them anything, or how does this?
Well,
this usually interact?
He'll ask questions.
Occasionally we'll say something.
Okay.
Martin, I would talk, but you don't want me to.
Oh, yeah, no, Schulte, you are banned from talking. You cause problems enough as it is.
Thank you.
Did they really just do a link to it?
Well, that's okay. You can use
well,
it for
you should be able in the search bar to type in sellers wanted, and then it should take you to the toolkit.
Sellers wanted. So there you go. Use the search bar. Look at this. Pulls up when was sellers, right? You can print the course materials, all right? Toolkit item included. So lots of opportunities here. Lots and lots of opportunities. What are you looking for? When was sellers, student front cover, back cover, etc. It's all right there. All of this pops up in KW Connect, right? First steps to buying a home, coaching. There's just 9 tons of stuff. So guys, if you're not getting in here and digging around and clicking, if you're wondering, oh man, do we have this or that? We're the largest real estate company in the world. We're leading the industry in technology and training. So if you're asking, do we have it? The answer is probably yes, right? It's just a matter of going and finding where that is. And, you can always ask us. You can go search around. Like Lisa said, type something in the search bar. What if I just want to get more listings? So I type in listings, create Facebook campaigns to market your listings. When was sellers, days on market, right? It's got reports. It's got KWSW versus local. It's got all these different, 201 different pages of things they've put out about listings. You can, go through and just knock yourself out. Videos, audio, documents. I mean, it's almost unlimited, the amount of information we have. Client communication kit, sellers wanted, right? So you want to download a communication kit to get more sellers? Well, there you go. You can download this, edit it up to have your name in it, and you're rocking and rolling. So guys, I just want to encourage you to be taking advantage of all the technology that we have. It's the resources are almost limitless. And this is just getting into what KWRI provides. If you're looking for something from the region, right, we can go to jumponboard.tech, and this will take us over to our regional training. So whether you're a team or an individual, you can go on here and you can learn Command. You can get ready with your toolbox, then you can ride a bicycle, then a little car like Elise's, and then a race car, which I don't know, like Carolyn's. This is like Carolyn's vet. So
Why are you gonna make fun of the Fiesta?
I'm not making fun of the Fiesta. I was simply stating that it kind of reminded me of that car. Then when you click on it, it will take you through a step-by-step process of everything you should do as you start your career as an agent, right? And you can check them off as you go. You can print it, and you can just work your way through all the different options. And once you're done with the getting ready section, well, then you simply just move on to level 1, and it'll tell you to do all these things. It'll have links, right? How-to links. It'll have instructions for every bit of command, opportunities, designs, consumer site and app, right? Campaigns, your referral network, all these things. So guys, if you are struggling or you feel like you want to learn something, or maybe, you know, we hear it a lot. Well, I don't learn good in Zoom, or I don't like, hey, that's okay. We're trying to have in person. We provide Zoom for some people, but some people need a checklist. You know, Margie Stafford is a great example. Margie writes stuff down when we show her stuff. I've learned that she likes to work off the written word and a checklist. And Margie is really good at command now, you know, because she dug in and learned it and learned it the way it worked for her. So whether you're an audio learner, a video learner, or a person that learns from the written word, we have that training available. You just have to go and apprise yourself of that. So let's see here. All right. Any questions, ahas, or anywhere you guys would like me to go? So somebody tell me something you've been struggling with, and let's move into that portion of it.
I don't think there's anything specific that we're struggling with, or at least me. But
Okay. All right. So when you say nothing specific, does that mean you feel like you have a hand on it all, or you haven't figured out what it is that you're struggling with the most?
oh yeah, it is a order of struggling with the most, I guess you would put it. So
Okay. All right. Well, so when you say it's not maybe one thing, does that mean that you're still just trying to learn it all, and you're maybe you wouldn't define it as a struggle, but you're still
yeah,
just
I would not necessarily a struggle. It's just a matter of getting into it and doing more of it.
Sure.
That's
Okay. All right. Well, so one of the great things about that jumponboard.tech I just showed you is it has action steps, right? It tells you, it teaches you by doing, it says do this and tells you how to do it, and you do it. So I would encourage you guys to work through that, because, you know, one of the biggest things about command that I see agents struggle with is they don't ever take time to learn a part of it until they need it. And what I mean by that is, when I was a coach, I used to tell my new agents, you know, don't wait until you have a deal and somebody wants to write an offer to decide to learn how to fill out the contract. That you'll be very stressed, right? You need to prepare some of these things ahead of time. So if you're a newer agent and you don't have a ton of business, you should be working through command with a pretend deal. Now remember, your command is your command. We don't care how you use it to a certain extent. So if you want to put your dog in as a client and pretend that you sold him a house, as long as you don't submit a commission request on that deal to Mike and try to get paid for it, nobody's going to say anything to you. You know, now if you do submit a commission request and try to get paid for it, Mike is probably going to turn you down. But I did that. You know, if you look at my contacts over the years, one of the ways that I learned command when it first came out was with Mr. Test Dummy, right? And you can see I've taught the class a few times, so I've added a few test dummies with different versions, right? I also have a very popular client, Mr. Joe Mama. And you can see he even had to do one for Tiffany, so he's Joe Mama Servant, right? And the reason I did that was I wanted to practice smart plans and text messages and tasks. And I wanted to see, how does it work? Because what I found so often with agents is they're hesitant to do anything because they're afraid they'll do it wrong and it will mess up their business or hack off their clients or cause them some problem. And so instead, they just kind of don't do anything. And that's not the right approach. So what you want to do is you want to create a dummy contact and you want to work through all the steps on like a jumponboard.tech or in these classes and create a contact for them. Add a task, add a smart plan, try to put them on your calendar, add an activity, go through all of these steps. And what will happen is it removes the mystery and you become comfortable with how it works. You know, Command is very sneaky. Command was built for agents to run their business the way the Red Book lays out how to run a real estate business. And so it's kind of crafted and it's uncomfortable in some respects if you do it a different way. Part of understanding Command and getting comfortable with it is understanding the workflow that it's intended to create, right? So let's take it through the process. I'm a new agent, so how many people do we have on here? I don't want to just pick on James.
Yeah, don't just pick on me. But
No, I don't, but you're the only one talking. Someone else speak up so that I don't have to pick on him the whole time.
Where's Jennifer?
Jennifer Payne. That's a good idea. Jennifer, you need to jump on here because Jennifer is going to be taking over the role of Market Center Tech Trainer for Branson.
Jennifer,
And
you're welcome.
This would be a great opportunity for Jennifer to learn how to teach the fundamentals of Command, right? So we're going to do a Teach the Teacher session here. So Jennifer, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys at home, if you want to follow along, remember this is an activity of doing and you're on your computer, and I've been on enough Zooms to know you can pull up a separate screen and work while we're Zooming. So pull up your Command and follow along with us. So Jennifer, let's pretend you're a real estate agent and you're new, okay? Now, here's an important question. Do you have a pet?
Well, yeah.
Okay, is it a dog?
Yes.
What's your dog's name?
Clover.
Clover. Okay, great. So you're a new agent. We all know that new agents usually start off with the tougher deals, right? Until you get going, it's hard to get the big ones. So your first client is Clover, and Clover needs a new doghouse, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like lead generation and the way the workflow of being an agent is supposed to be. So Jennifer is out and she is at a football game, and she runs into Clover, and Clover says, hey, you know, how are things going? And she says, oh, they're great. I'm with Keller Williams. I got my real estate license. The market's hot. Everything's wonderful. And Clover says, hey, that's awesome. I would love to buy a house and you to be my realtor. And Jennifer, what do you say then?
Awesome.
You say awesome, right? And you say, okay, let me get your phone number and email and stuff, and you know, we'll get together and we'll do a buyer consult and we'll talk about what you need. And he says, okay, great. And he gives her his phone number. Now, here's the key. Jennifer's at a football game. Does she have her laptop?
No.
No, she does not have her laptop, right? So she pulls out her phone. She goes to her Kelly app. And she pulls up her Kelly app. And, of course, I can't show you guys this, but go play with your Kelly app. You'll see it. And there's a command button. And it says contacts. You can add a contact through your phone in Kelly. And when you get back to your laptop, it will be there. So I'm going to put the information into Kelly. So Clover, Clover, I assume?
Yes.
And we're going to go with the last name of Payne?
Yes.
All right. What is Clover's phone number?
Hang on, I had to shut my door. What'd you ask?
What is Clover's phone number?
918-636.
Sorry, 918
636
636
9296.
9296. And give me a junk email. What's your like spam email?
It is, hang on just a second. I just created it. It is klrwjunk@gmail.
klrwjunk@gmail.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to save that. Mobile number. And that's a personal email. All right, so I'm going to save it. And now, within a couple of seconds, and good Lord knows Command better be working right this morning or this is going to be bad. I'm going to type in Clover. And there's Clover Payne. You guys see that? Now I added that on my phone, and if you notice, it's already tagged Kelly. So I didn't have to have my laptop, and I was able to put a name and number in my command CRM to start the process from my phone. And that may not sound like a big thing, but guys, that is so critical. If you have been an agent for a while, all of us have met people and not had our computers or not had a pen and not, we had our phone and we'll put them in, and that's great. They're in my phone, but then I got to remember to put them in my CRM and mark it to them. Instead, I pulled up my virtual assistant app, put the information in there, and now here it is in my CRM. So Clover Payne is in there, okay? Now, I'm going to need to go and open that contact card when I get back to my computer, all right? And the first thing I want to do is I want to put them on a smart plan, right? I want to add them to a smart plan because that's how, the reason I'm teaching you guys this and talking about this is lead generation is not just about cold calling or about talking to somebody once. It's about taking someone that you've met and maybe they want to do real estate business and developing them into a client, right? Lead generation is just as important as lead follow-up. And smart plans are how you follow up. Now, I'm busy. I don't want to have to remember to call Clover once a week for the next 8 weeks. So I'm going to add, is it a him or a her?
Her.
Her to a smart plan, okay? Now, what I would want to use for a smart plan for Clover as a new client is going to be, let's see here. There's so many of them. My 5x5, okay? So we'll select that. Now, if I want to ask what are the steps, manual, all right? So it tells me there's a phone call, then there's a delay, right? Then there's a delay. So this is for a slower burn, but I don't really like that. I don't want that. I want an 8x8. I want something that's going to touch them repeatedly and quickly, right? So I'm going to get out here and I'm going to go to my smart plan library. And these are the ones that I've already pulled in. Now, some of them I created as tests. Some of them are, different options, okay? But I don't have one I really like. So I'm going to go to the library and look at all of these plans, all right? And all of these plans. Now, these steps, so I look at this. If you go down here, there's a touch task, all right? Schedule a walkthrough. Now, I don't even know which one I clicked on. I was just looking at one. But it'll tell you. Your Kelly app, your virtual assistant, if you assign this to a client, she will pop up the day this is due and tell you, hey, you need to call this person. So see how the new home is working out. So obviously this was a home recently, post-closing follow-up plan. So I just closed a deal. These are the steps. Then it's going to tell me call, see how the new home's going. Then it's going to tell me text. Guys, smart plans will make you seem like a great real estate agent who has everything under control and just hits all her steps and his steps all the time. And in reality, all you did was manage to enter them into a smart plan, right? So we're going to look for an 8x8. Oh, there you go. An 8x8 new contact engagement. So I'm going to add this to my smart plan. And
If the download button isn't available, it's already in your library.
oh, right, because I've already put it in my library, right? So I'm going to go back to my smart plans. Hi, good morning. I'm teaching Take Command of Your Business on a live Zoom. How are you?
Passed all my inspections.
Oh, congratulations. I have an agent sticking their head in my office. All right, so my new contact plan. Why can't I find it, Elise? What am I not doing right? Oh, I'm not looking at the second page. What a dummy. Look, it was the first one I ever downloaded. There you go. All right.
You said
So-
it, I didn't.
I did. Yes, that's right. She has video. So now I can add a contact. So I'm going to go over here, type in Clover, and I'm going to add her to this smart plan. Okay. I'm going to start it today. All right. And I have a Twilio set up. I'm going to exit out of these. Now, when I go back to Clover's contact, there she is, right? And we're going to go down here to the 8x8. Select, confirm, contact records.
I have to have a neighborhood.
Oh, right. There you go. Got to add a neighborhood. So what area does she want to be in?
I don't know.
Give me well, we'll just say she wants
Say
to be in
Branson.
Branson. Branson North. There you go. All right. Now we're going to add her to the smart plan. You can tell I'm out of practice. I do not do this very often. There we go. Confirm, rock and roll. Has been submitted, contact info. And now you can see she's on this smart plan, right? So it'll tell you what we did. Guys, if I'm working through this and I'm doing it the way an agent is supposed to work, the best practices, I met a potential client, I put them in my CRM, and now I've started them on a smart plan, which is just a drip campaign. Don't let the vocabulary, mess you up. A smart plan is just a contact plan that's it's called a smart plan because it's going to tell you to do it, right? And then it won't have a task here yet, but when the next smart plan task is due, it'll pop up in here, okay? Questions about this so far? I know I've gone through a few steps. Somebody has to have a question on here. Everybody using smart plans? Everybody know how to do them? Everybody already added someone to a smart plan in their command?
No, not yet.
Okay. Who was that? James?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, James.
So this all pops up automatic and tells you what to do or when
Yeah,
to do
basically. So you see where I've opened these steps down here? So now that I've added Clover to the smart plan, tomorrow my Kelly will pop up and it'll have a task due. And when I click on it, it'll say, you need to send a message to Clover Payne. And it even gives you a script. So you new agents that don't know what to say, hey man, it'll even give you a script. Now, it's kind of a generic script, but that's okay. When you're starting out, just use the make it sound yourself. If you don't edit this, it will send this text. If you have Twilio set up, it'll send it for you. If you don't, it'll tell you need to send this text message. Then it'll wait till next week and it'll say, hey, you need to send this an email. Then it'll wait until next week and say, hey, you need to do a phone call. The reason it's there is what we've learned over the years is that when I met Clover, I needed 8 touches at least over the next 8 weeks to actually gain mind share. People forget who you are. And if you didn't, if you don't make a great impression or if you're just talking to them for a few minutes, they get a week or two away and they're like, I don't remember who that. I met some agent. I don't know. Their name was Mark or Marvin or Marlin. And maybe they even call the office and say, is there a Marvin or a Marlin or a Mark? And they say, no, we don't have any of those people. And you miss it. So this 8x8 is critical for turning people you meet into hot leads, right? So often we get easy buttonitis in this business and we want, they say, hey, tell me what to do that I get a deal every time. If I send a letter, I want a deal. And if I send 10 letters and I don't get any deals, well, letters don't work. Well, yes, they do, but it's consistency, right? So putting everyone on smart plans is something that will help you grow. So I put her on this smart plan and I start reaching out and touching Clover and saying, hey, how's it going? Been thinking more about what you look for. And, we have this conversation and at some point she says, yeah, I'm ready. I really like this house I found over in blah, 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 Branson North. I say, oh, great. Okay. So we go look at it, right? And she says, I want to write an offer. So I come back into contacts. I find Clover. I open her up and I click opportunities. Well, there's not one yet. So I create an opportunity right now. That's where most agents go wrong. Can anybody tell me what was wrong with that timeline I just shared? And can someone mute their microphone? I'm picking up some feedback. Okay, so everyone is racking their brain trying to figure out where I went wrong. Let me tell you. Where I went wrong is, should I have waited until she found a house she wanted to buy to create an opportunity? The answer is no, right? When I met her, that was the opportunity. Every time you meet a potential buyer or seller, that's an opportunity to close a deal. So what we run into a lot is agents are frustrated because they wait until they have a deal to create the opportunity. You shouldn't do that. You should go ahead and create your opportunity the day you meet her. So let's go back in time. Let's rewind. I met Clover. I got her information. I put her in my CRM. I put her on a smart plan. What I should have done right then is create the opportunity. Now I'm creating this one for the Branson Market Center, and she's a buyer, right? I'm the owner of this opportunity. I'm not on a team. I can custom tag it if I want. She's looking for dog houses. Oh, there's not a custom tag for dog houses yet. Well, okay, I'll create one. There you go. Estimated close date. What's the commission rate? Well, I'm a buyer, so I'm guessing I'm going to get 3%. She wants to buy in the next 3 months, and her estimated close date is as soon as possible. We'll assume we'll get her done by the 5th of July. Okay. So what phase is it in? Well, I am still cultivating that relationship if I just met her, right? And her budget, we'll say, is $200,000. Clover's going to have a fancy doghouse. Opportunity stage, nurture. Okay. I'm cultivating and nurturing this relationship. I create it. Now I have it here. Now the opportunity is here. So when I go show her houses, when she's ready to make the offer, the opportunity is there. Now, why is that important? Well, Clover may not buy for 3, 4, 5 months, but I want to know what's going on with my business. So because I created the opportunity when I met her and I put in this information, and you saw it took about 30 seconds, guys. It doesn't take 30 minutes to do these things. It takes 30 seconds to do it right, and doing it right is worth it, because now when I'm looking at my reports and tracking my business, and I'm looking at, let's see here. So here's my database health score, right? Oh, I'm sorry. When I'm looking at my opportunities pipeline, not my reports, now she's in there, right? I have a buyer in there. So I know, imagine the whiteboard on people's offices. Command is a whiteboard that you can take with you anywhere. And because of the way it's structured, now that I put her in there, it's added the potential commission from that opportunity to my potential income. So I have a read on what I might make, what my potential income is. Now you may notice that the probable income is lower, right? So what they've done is they have taken artificial intelligence engines, right? Our Keller AI, the Keller Cloud, is powered by artificial intelligence. So what it does is it calculates, now it starts out basing it kind of on industry average. And it says, okay, if you got every deal in your pipeline closed, this is how much commission it would be worth. But based on actual statistics of how many deals close, if you meet 50 buyers, you may only get 25 of them a contract. These days, that's probably even a little high. So probably you're going to be here. Now, can anyone tell me why this is a really important feature that doesn't get enough credit or conversation?
Like you said, reality.
There you go. Let me tell you something. New agents, and honestly, I'm not just picking on new agents. All of us that are agents suffer from this. I think if there's any producing agents on, they would say, yes, I'm not perfect. I make this mistake too. But what happens a lot with new agents is their business, if you watch my little mouse, I'm going to illustrate their business. They get to work and they get to work and they get to work and they get a few deals, and then it drops and they try to recover. And why does it drop? Well, one of the reasons is they get busy with a few deals, but another is they think, oh man, if I get all these deals home, I'm going to make $24,000 in the next 2 months. That's more than I've ever made. But the reality is they don't all get home. And we forget that, right? And we kind of count our chickens before it hatches sometimes. So being able to look at my business and look at what I'm doing and say, okay, potentially I could make this. I need to work hard to get them all home, but probably only make this. Well, that's a significant drop, right? That's a big difference. The neat thing about command is the sooner you start putting opportunities in at the primary stage and you work them through the phases, take them from cultivate to appointment to active to under contract to closed, after about 30 to 40 opportunities being worked all the way through your pipeline. And remember, that's not 30 to 40 closings. That's just 30 to 40 opportunities put in and worked through as far as they went. It will start to adjust the probable income based on your results. So it will learn your averages. So it will say, okay, on average, Martin gets 8 cultivate listings. He gets 2 appointments, and he gets 2 of them listed and then gets 2 of them under contract. So I have a 25%. Now, I would have better stats than that, but these are all pretend ones for Joe Mama and Test Dummy, right? I don't have 1.3 million in real estate transactions closing this week. If anybody's looking at that going, dang, it's Mr. Test Dummy spending way too much money on some properties is all it is, okay? But the point of it is, it will learn that, and it will tell me that, man, yeah, you could make 55, but hey, homeboy, you only get 2 out of every 8 closed. That's 25%. You're going to make like $14,000. So you better get to work. And that will also help you improve. If you realize that you get 8 cultivate listing opportunities and only get 2 appointments, what does that tell you?
That's an area that you need to work on your conversion rate.
That's right. You need to call Martin or Connie or get into the coaching program or grab another agent and say, hey, be my script practice partner. Clearly, I'm not getting enough appointments right now. Don't beat yourself up if those are your stats. Just try to get better. Guys, it's a tough world, right? We all learn how to do it better. If you're a newer agent, you're probably going to get more buyer appointments at first than listings because it's a tougher road to hoe, but you can get them, right? It is possible. It's all about dedicated lead generation. Now, it also has a lease thing. I don't think in our markets, agents don't seem to do much leasing. The market I came from and some other markets around the country that Keller operates in, you could actually represent a renter or a landlord and get a commission. And so if that was a part, some, especially newer agents, you kind of kept the lights on because those were easier to get paid quicker on. You go show a few rentals and you get a few $100s here and a few $100s there, and it kind of, kept your lights on. But it doesn't really apply to our agents here in Missouri because they don't seem to do much of that. The other thing it does is it shows you your activity. So I have a top producer who I've talked to a few times recently about some struggles they were having in their business. And one of the things that they have noticed is they tend to really get cooking and then have a big dip in October. And they tend to really get cooking again and then kind of have a big dip about this time of year. And if you're tracking your business that way, then you start to learn, once again, you look at your results and that'll inform your activities or what they need to be. You say, man, why did that happen? Well, after talking to them, it turns out 90 days out is how things go, right? So you go back 30 days, September, 30 days, August. They always take a trip in July. So they're kind of vacation focused. And 90 days later, their business dips a little. Now, I'm not saying don't take vacations. What I'm saying is if you know this about your business, then before your vacation, you could double down on lead generation. You could partner with some agent that's going to be in town to help run down some deals for you so that you still get some closings in October, right? Same thing would happen to them here. They tended to take a week or 2 off and go to Florida in the first part of the year. And 90 days later, their business dipped a little. I'm not being critical. That's okay. Take vacation. But if you know this about your business, it'll help you avoid it, right? It'll help you build plans and systems and models around avoiding it. And this is, once again, something that I don't think we're taking advantage of all the technology that we have at our fingertips because we're learning what we need to do to get paid, right? We're learning how to put an opportunity in once we got a contract and get paid. And guys, you know what? If that's all you ever want to do, that's okay. You certainly can run your business the way you want to. But if you want to run a high-level business, utilize all the tools. You could spend an hour on command every day and be doing everything right. It doesn't take a lot of time. we've been on this 45 minutes, we've bounced to 3 or 4 different things and executed them already, right? So once I get Clover, right, she's in the nurture stage, and let's say she reaches out and says, okay, I'm really interested in a couple of these. Well, I might move her over to the hot stage. So I just drag and drop, right? Simple as that. Now, let's say she says, hey, I'm ready to go show. I've got an appointment. Well, I'm going to drag her up here and drop her in the appointments. Oop, I was going to drag her up here and drop her in the appointments. There you go. Turns blue. Now she's in the appointment phase. It's working them through is simply a drag and drop. Oh, you can see Mr. Joe Mama. He's buying something. So Clover paid. This is what she's looking for. This is what my potential commission is. Now I'm scheduling an appointment with her. Or maybe I've scheduled it. Maybe I've kept it. Now we're under contract. So I'm going to move up here. And I am going to get the blue. And there you go. Now I'm going to go to under contract. She's under contract, right? And so when I go back to my pipeline, you can see that my probable income has increased because Kelly knows that if I get an opportunity to this stage, it's far more likely to close than if I just have a cultivate or an appointment, right? Average time to close takes a while. Average time to close takes less. Average time to close here takes less. So it's going to up my probable income. So once again, this tool is built that if you'll use this to track your activities, you'll have a far better read on your business. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is reports. Guys, business is about numbers. If you haven't gone to reports and checked your database health, go check it out, right? My database is really bad. Can anyone tell me why this is such a bad score?
If you don't have addresses for your people, you have no idea where their real estate is.
Right. You're supposed to be your client's real estate expert of choice, and you don't even know where their real estate is. How is that right? What else is wrong about this? Anybody see these zeros? You mean I'm not reaching out to everyone in my database and wishing them a happy birthday? Nobody's getting a Mr. KW Realty Team birthday card? I'm not calling all my past clients that I helped buy on their home anniversary and saying, hey, happy home anniversary. Guys, you don't want to be telemarketers. You don't want to be cold callers. Then what you need is good, honest reasons to call people. Calling someone to wish them a happy birthday is not telemarketing. That's just being nice, right? People remember nice people. They want to do business with them. So I can compare my database. How am I doing? Well, agents in my market center are doing better than me, right? 26% of the contacts have addresses. 10% have, once again, low here, right? If anybody's paying attention, you're getting a telegraph of the sales meeting for this month as we talk about database and building your business and lead generation, right? We're going to talk about why these things are so important. If all you have is a high email score, you're just a spam machine. You talk about, we hear people talk about all the time not want to be telemarketers, but they have no problem being spam machines. I'll get everybody's email, put them in a big CRM, hit a couple buttons. It'll email the snot out of everybody, and that'll work. This is a relationship business, right? You want to have some fix and forget drip campaigns, but you also want to have a personal relationship with your friends, family, clients, etc. So, I got a text from my wife. She was angry this morning, but she is not anymore because she hired somebody to do some work at the house, and the person didn't show up in time for her to make her appointment, and so she was very upset. So, all right, good text. Sorry, guys. Popped up on my screen, got distracted. You can compare yourself to agents in your market center, your state, all agents, or my favorite, agents in the production bracket above mine. Now, since I don't actually use mine to work in real estate, it can be a little bit different, and yet this will show you what goes on with the people above you. So if you're wondering how to be a little bit stronger agent, if you're looking at one of the mega agents, we've got some big ballers on our roster, right? We've got just monster teams and monster agents like Sherry Stevens, Mary Albers, Jim Trowbridge, Jamie Estes, Andy Gibson. The list goes on and on. Our top 20 is full of big dogs. So look at the ones directly above you. And if you're saying, how do I get there? Well, imitate their activities, right? Database activity score. How many of my database has been reached out to in the last 90 days or more, the last 60 to 90 days, the last 30? If this is your number, you're not doing it right, right? You're not doing it right. If you're a real estate agent not reaching out to your database, then you're missing an opportunity. Now, obviously, I'm not, because I'm not selling real estate. So my score is bad. But you need to have scores up here, right? If you compare it to all agents, you can see it down here. I'm red. I'm 100%. Everybody's been contacted, but all agents are there. What about the ones in the production bracket above mine? Once again, look at that, right? They got black, they got gray, they got lots of them have been contacted in at least the 90 days. There's not even any red on there. So if I'm an agent, I'm asking, how do I grow my business to compete like the bigger dogs? What's your database activity telling you, right? Now, you can go to your reports and see listing opportunity reports, buyer opportunity reports, so you can get a quick run on your business, right? You can go to your goals, and if you set up your goals, then it'll tell you, how are you doing? Did you get enough leads? Did you get enough contacts? Did you get enough contracts? If you were in the business planning clinic, we walked you through in October how to back into, if you want to make X amount of money, you need this many units and you need this many appointments and things like that, right? And if you're working it through, it will tell you how you're doing with your funnel. It'll tell you what your activities are and break it down, right? Show you your gross commission income. All of this about your business is right there. Now, if you're a team, lead routing applies to you. If you're not, it doesn't. It'll also tell you, how's your email? You guys using the command smart plans to send emails? Because if you are, you can see how many get open, how many get replied to, how many get marked as spam. I've had 1 unsubscribe, I've had 47 open, and I've had 7 undelivered. So I know what my metrics are. Now, I'm only sending these to Joe Mama and Test Dummy, so this is me opening them and testing them, and I've unsubscribed once to play with it, but it would work for you. If you reach a point where you're using your 5,000 free emails a month, you can upgrade your command plan for virtually nothing, right? And then text and calls, if you're using Twilio, hey, here you go, right? Is there call forwarding being used? Where's my credit limit? How's this going? So right here is another way. So guys, what I wanted to do today was talk about some of the other things that are available besides just putting a deal in and getting paid. Command is not just a compliance tool or a getting paid tool. You could literally run almost any business through this platform, because every business, whether it's AT&T or whether it's real estate, it's all about client acquisition. It's all about generating revenue, right? It's all about tracking your expenses and holding your money accountable. You could really almost use this to run anything. And from a real estate business, we haven't even scratched the surface of designs, the consumer stuff, the KWLS. There's so much in there. So guys, as it always does when we have a ton of info, the hour is almost up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to join back in and see if everybody logged out and left me, or if I actually still have some people with me. Okay. All right. Not bad. Kedra's here. Rennan's here. Schulte Payne. All right. And then Amory, who I'm guessing is James's alter ego.
I have not found a way to change that.
Well, don't ask
Jim,
Elise
so.
to do it, because she'll start playing jokes. She likes to do jokes on mine. So don't let Elise do it. You'll end up with a name like, Hornswoggle Fuzzy Bottom or something.
The DallasCowboysSuck.com.
Mm-hmm. All right. So somebody give me a couple of ahas, and it's going to need to be someone.
Someone not
How about-
named Elise?
Well, it could be
Yes,
someone.
or-
It can be anyone.
Someone we haven't heard from.
Yeah, we've been doing the Take Command classes and Zooms for a while, and it's always funny the amount of 0 questions or issues anyone has when we're on it, and then lots of
Until
questions all the rest of the time.
no, there's a lot of stuff, and
There is. And guys, eat the elephant one bite at a time. Tiffany Servant was a great example. When she decided to get into Command, she spent an hour every day. learning it. She didn't try to learn it in one day, because if you try to learn it in one day, there's so much, your brain pancakes, right? So, you know, James, did you see anything in there that you think you'll start using after this class?
I think there's a lot of stuff to utilize and take advantage of.
Excellent.
Just
Jennifer,
for
what about you? Did you learn anything helpful for teaching agents?
I learned my dog's got expensive taste. Now I liked that when you were moving them around in your buyers and listing stuff where it updates your probable.
Yeah, I mean, guys, the stuff this thing will do is amazing. And look, I'll be the first to tell you, you newer agents don't know this, but Keller International, the home office down in Austin, screwed this all up when they rolled it out. They cut their nose off to spite their face. They rushed it out. It had a lot of problems, and it really kind of burned everyone to a certain extent, and people decided it didn't work. It works now. It works great. In fact, for the last 6 or 8 weeks, Jennifer and Elise, tell me if I'm wrong, but almost every problem in each market center that we've encountered has been because the agent had a 10-year-old computer they'd never updated, and nothing worked right. I had an agent whose computer was so old, you couldn't even download Google Chrome to it. And so, you know, I encourage everyone to visit Command and learn what it can do for you. Because I'm telling you right now, I am jealous of you all. I really honestly am. I would love to go back and be an agent and have this at my fingertips, especially with the way it's working now. I would make twice the money I ever made as an agent and work half as much, I promise you. It really can give you back time and make you more money if you'll just use it. So thank you all. I hope you got something out of it. Renan, Kedra, thank you guys for being here as well. Renan, am I saying that right? Is that how to pronounce that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
That's Tiffany's admin.
I recognize that name. I felt like I had seen an email from him, and Kedra gave us a smiley face. Well, at least everybody's listening to me. That makes me feel a little better. They didn't turn off their camera and mute it. That's good. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We will see you again next Tuesday. Elise will be back. Same bat
Jordan
time.
Salisbury.
Jordan Salisbury. Special appearance by Jordan Salisbury, our new career development program director, as well as our tech committee chairperson. Jordan is a high-level Command user. I might even show up for her class. So if I'm going to be there, everyone should, right? We could all learn. So we'll see you next Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat station. You guys get out there and lead generate. All right? Take care.